to the Classy Career Girl podcast. I'm Anna Runyon, and this show is all about motherhood, calling, meaningful work, and building flexible income around real life, because I believe you really can have it all. Let's dive in. Welcome everyone to the Classy Career Girl podcast. For those of you who have been here for a while, you know that we talk about the third option, which is not corporate burnout, not giving up on your dreams, but actually a third option, a way for women, especially moms, to create meaningful work and flexible income from home that actually fits real life. And that is why I'm super excited here for you to hear our guest interview today. This was first I'm going to share her message to me that immediately pulled me in and made me want to interview her today. She said, the third option framing pulled me in. That's the season I'm in right now. Mom, wife, CEO of an agency I bootstrapped a few years ago after quitting my six-figure job. No loans, no investors, just $500. So let me formally introduce you to our guest today, Liz, who I'm very excited to interview. After years of being the person businesses trusted with their marketing budgets, Liz made a decision that surprised a lot of people. She quit her six-figure job and bootstrapped her own agency from scratch. No investors, no safety net, just the conviction that established businesses deserved a marketing partner who could actually support their business. So welcome, Liz. I'm super excited to have you here with us today.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes. So tell us about the decision to quit your day job, what that was like, what were you thinking? I want to hear all about it.
Yes. So I worked in corporate for my whole life, and I loved what I do. I love marketing. It's so fulfilling, but the corporate jig just kind of got old, right? And I felt like I was no longer doing what was in the best interest for our clients. And so I was coming home burnt out. I was coming home exhausted. I had the Monday scaries, which is no fun way to live. And it was being felt around my house. And I had to take some time off, FMLA, because I was having health issues. Blood work was coming back normal. Everything was coming back normal. Nothing could pinpoint to anything. I had super high blood pressure for no apparent reason. And my doctor was like, are you stressed? And I was like, yeah, that's an understatement. So she was like, I think you need to take some time off. And so that really triggered where I was no longer doing what was best for me and my household. Life is too short. And I was spending more time at work than I was at home, right? You get home at 6 o'clock and you get like a small window with your family. And I told myself, I have to love where I spend the majority of my day, because that's where I'm spending the majority of my day. So when I took some time off from work, I had like a come to Jesus conversation with myself. And I jokingly told my husband, I was like, I could probably do this on my own. And I was joking about it, but he was like, you absolutely can. And so that's how the conversation started of, oh, I can start my own marketing agency.
Oh, I love that. What a good husband cheerleader. I love the support.
Yeah. He really was like, yeah, you absolutely, I was honestly joking. And he was like, no, you absolutely can. Go put pen to paper, and really gave me that nudge to go do it.
So did you sit down with pen and paper? Like, how did you plan this all out to get your first client?
Yeah. So honestly, since I was working with a local advertising partner, we still buy from them. I still keep in contact with a lot of them. So I still use them for some of our clients. And so I was like, okay, what can I do where I can dip my toe in, but not compete, right? Because I'm very ethical. So I was like, okay, what can we do? We were not offering like social media management at the time. So I said, let me see what I can do that I'm not directly competing, but I can see if I got the chops to do it. Because, we're our worst enemy. And so I decided to get my first client. And funny enough, it was my realtor. So she called me one day because she does these quarterly check-ins just to say, hi, how are you doing? Happy birthday, whatever is going on in your life. And so she had called me, and so I was like, hey, I'm taking some time off from work. And so she's like, what are you thinking? I told her, she was like, I'll hire you. I was like, oh my gosh. So I started doing her social media management. And then from there, took $500 and invested in a domain. And that was the first thing that I did. I set up a bank account. I said, okay, this is going to be the business account. And then I started pen to paper. If I'm really going to do this, what do I want the business to feel like, look like? What are my values? And I really just sat down for those 3 months that I was off from work to paint this picture of what I wanted.
Love that. And I
Yeah.
love, even though you're in marketing and social media, your first client came from a conversation. And everyone thinks, oh, I got to post. But conversations create clients. And that's a perfect example.
It's so true. Relationships have been what has sustained me so long, because even when I quit, a lot of my clients, I honestly did not expect them to come follow me. And when I told them, I was like, hey, I've had these relationships for like 9 years. And a lot of them were like, I will come with you. And they are still my clients, and I still use the same vendor. And, so it stayed all in the same loop, but they trusted me for so many years. I mean, I've gone to their kids' birthday parties and all that. So relationships are everything. You'll be
Yeah.
surprised how in your own network, a conversation will be your first client.
Yes. Yes. Go out there, talk to people, tell them what you're going to do too. Cause that was probably scary to tell your first person, like, this is my business. I'm doing this. And all of a sudden they became your client. I love it.
It was nuts. It was nuts.
Awesome. So how do you have a team now? Obviously your family. How when everything feels overwhelming, like how do you manage it all?
I wish I had a secret sauce, but I'm telling you, I'm like in this season now. Right now, we're like knee deep in cleaning up operations, because what got us to this point is not what's going to get us to the next point.
Yeah.
So right now, I think I'm in that season of balance, which is a fallacy. There is no such thing as balance. And so I keep telling myself balance, 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 but it's more like present, right? So like when I am at work, I'm 100% at work. And when I'm with my son, it's like I have to be with my son. I have to put the computer away, the phone away, and that's tough. And that's really, really tough. But I'm being more purposeful with that time allotment. Like if I am with my husband, I'm like, this is my husband time. If I'm with friends, this is my friend time. So it's like being present where I'm at. If I'm needed at work, 100% at work, and vice versa. When I'm needed at home, I'm 100% at home.
I love that. It almost like for me, it makes me like focus better at work when I have that break too, and I'm with the kids, and then I come to work. It's almost like it's like a good break. I'll also too. It like refreshes you. I feel like too.
And it's hard because a lot of people talk about balance, but there really is no such thing. Like you spend 8 hours at work, and then you spend 4 hours from like 6 to whatever until your kids go to bed with your kids. So there is no real balance there. So it's a lot of giving myself grace, and it's a lot of like be present, even if it's half an hour of an episode that I'm watching with my son, or half an hour that we're outside in the yard, whatever it is. It's just put the phone away, do what you got to do, and spend time here.
Yes. And you mentioned you're a recovering type A, checks this off as complete in my to-do list type of person. And I think a lot of us can relate because there are, as moms, I mean, we have so many checklists and like things that we got to do and buy and take them places and all the things. So like how are you recovering from that? Please share with us.
That has been so hard. I always joke that I have a checklist for the checklist for the checklist. Like
Oh,
I've always,
nice.
yes. Honestly, my first hire was after my bookkeeper. I hired my bookkeeper first, and then my second hire was my executive assistant. So she has really pushed me to delegate, and I think that came with trust, and it's being able to trust so that I can delegate. Because that was one of the hardest things. Is like I had a mental checklist, and so one of the things that we did implement was making sure like we close the loop. So she always says, hey, don't worry, I finished XYZ, whether it's at the end of the day or at the end of the week. She tells me so that she closes the loop for me. And I don't have all these things in my head. But it did come with a season of learning to let go, which was really, really hard for me. I am the one who will plan the vacations, what we're doing, what's going to happen. And so she's being able to trust her has been able to help me delegate in other areas. And honestly, I refuse to be our bottleneck, because if I was going to be I was not going to let the business grow if I continued to be the bottleneck and trying to control everything. So I did have to learn to trust and let go. And if mistakes, a lot of the things have an undo button. A lot of the things, things are going to, you can fix it, you can undo it. So it's not going to be like this detrimental thing. And so we just had to learn and make mistakes along the way. And so that I can be able to let go.
I love that. And I completely agree with the bookkeeper and the assistant being two great first hires. What would you say? Because you're in marketing, so I'm going to pick your brain for a second. A lot of new business owners think, oh, I got to hire out a social media manager or a marketing assistant. Where does that fall in when you should hire someone to help you with that?
Yeah, so I would say after your operational pieces are kind of, I wouldn't say picture perfect, but at least enough where you have a good system happening. Because what will happen is a lot of people will want to hire marketing to grow the business, but marketing will just amplify what you already have. So if you don't have a good system for answering phone calls and the onboarding and that kind of stuff, it's just going to amplify that and it's going to create more hectic pieces for you. So I would say get your assistant, depending on what kind of business you have, right? Your assistant where they can help you the scheduling and that kind of stuff, and then hire marketing to help you grow the business. But a lot of the times you can just go to networking events, network, meet people, have a conversation to grow your business organically, and then bring in marketing.
Love that. And since we're on the marketing topic, what are you seeing now? Like, what are you seeing with your clients? Are you, what's working really well right now with marketing? Is it ads? Is it a certain social media platform? Or like, how are you helping your clients now?
Yeah, so right now we're really focused on the changes of AI. Now Google just announced, yes, was it yesterday? Yesterday that they are going fully AI. So what we knew as SEO was one thing, and now it's changing, right? Now you can go to Google and say, hey, book me the flight from here to New York when it drops under $400, and then it'll go and book it for you, right? So like now the agents are becoming the clients. So what we're really focusing in on our clients is making sure that they can be found, right, regardless of the search, but also building that brand authority. So brands right now that are building the content, the podcast, the social media that is founder-led. So I would tell anybody out there, do that founder-led. Do your makeup, moms, while you're talking about whatever it is that you sell and whatever thing that you're doing, right? So like that organic content, it does not need to be super clean and pretty and in a studio. Just go like do it very organic and build your content and go start building that authority out there. That's going to help you long term.
Yes. Yeah. Another reason not to hire it all out to someone who can't do that content for you too.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes we have clients that are like, hey, they'll film it and then we just edit it for them. So sometimes you can just her that will put it together and then schedule it for you, right? Like you don't necessarily need all the fun bells and whistles when you're starting out. You can just have a little bit of help with like an assistant and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Love that. So what systems are you putting into your business, into your family time? You mentioned that you're putting systems in to protect your family time. What would be some of those systems that you're putting in place?
Yeah, so right now we are, like I said, knee deep in operations. So we're really smoothing that out. What can be automated, right? So what kind of things can we, hey, this thing happens and then it'll trigger to cut down time. I took this from the page of Chick-fil-A. I don't know if you know Chick-fil-A, they put their sauces in a specific place because it shaves like 0.2 off, right? And all that ends up adding up. And that's why their drive-through line is so efficient.
Yes.
And so really taking that page out of Chick-fil-A and where can we shave off 1 minute here, 1 minute there to then tighten it up where our time is being more purposeful for our clients. The second thing that we are doing, we are really focusing in on AI agents to do a lot of the admin work so that our team doesn't have to. So we are still the experts of marketing. We still have, the brains and we know what sells and the psychology behind it. But we do have I have an AI assistant. I have my actual executive assistant, but I do have an AI assistant where I can tell her, hey, make sure you put XYZ on my calendar. And my assistant is dealing with more big picture stuff, not necessarily dealing with my calendar. So we've really implemented a lot of like AI agents to help with the admin work. And so that way I can set up more time and I'm not working till late. Because at the beginning, I was working till midnight. I was a one-man show and we grew, and now we have a team. So, at the beginning, there is no such thing to protect your time. You're just doing it all. You're a bookkeeper, assistant, you're everything. So it's just really setting up those processes in place so that you can, when you're with your kids, you're with your kids, and be kind to yourself in those early stages. I was not at the beginning. I felt so bad that I was working till midnight or working till 2 a.m. And, there's that mom guilt, whether you do it. And then there's a mom guilt if you don't. Like, if you're not working, you feel guilty. If you are working, you feel guilty. So it's really being kind to yourself and giving yourself grace.
Yeah, and you're showing people too that it doesn't always have to be like that as well too. As long as you're consistent and you keep going forward, you are able to get people to help you and, develop new systems that are going to be able to help you too, so you can find that, time
Exactly.
with your children as well too.
Yep.
Okay, you ready for lightning round? I know she's not prepared, everyone, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. You ready?
Ready.
Okay. What season of life are you currently in?
Operations.
Yes, we got to get your operations going for sure. You've mentioned that a lot. I can tell it's like in your brain.
Yes.
What does meaningful work mean to you right now?
Ooh, that I can make a difference. I think in marketing, we have the opportunity to plant a seed into small business owners where they can retire differently. I've seen a business go from 800,000 to 3 million in a certain period of time. And that's huge. That's purposeful.
That. What's one thing motherhood or real life has taught you about success?
Ooh, motherhood, I would say grace. I've seen my son fail, and I tell him try and try again. I have to take that page out of that book where I tell him keep trying, and tell myself the same thing.
Yes. What's one rhythm or routine helping you most lately?
Stretching.
Yes, I love it. What's something you're simplifying in this season?
Everything. I'm in that stage of everything. Less is more right now for me, and everything. Yeah. Schedules. I'm saying no to more. If I don't need to be there, I'm not doing it.
What's one small habit that's made a big difference in your life?
Stretching. And I would say just being a little bit more purposeful, like with what I'm drinking or what I'm doing, and also just including family time and friendship time, connection.
Love that. Coffee shop work day or working from home?
Working from home.
What book are you currently reading?
I'm not reading one right now. I just got recommended one, so I'm going to start it. Wish I remembered the name. I have it on my to-do list to read it, though. I would recommend, if somebody does want to read one, I would say anything from John Maxwell.
Yes. What's bringing you joy lately?
I have a garden. I've been enjoying stepping out into the garden.
It's fun. And what's one encouragement you would give a busy mom listening today?
Give yourself some grace.
I love that. I love that. Those were so good. I love the unprepared, unrehearsed, because you did such a great job. Yay. Awesome. We'll tell everyone where they can find you online, where they can learn more about your marketing agency, and where they can find you.
Absolutely. So if you want to learn more about our marketing agency, visit our website, upwynmarketing.com, and that's UPWYNN marketing.com. You can find me on LinkedIn. My name is Liz. Last name is Mbwambo, M as in Mary, B as in boy, W-A, M as in Mary, B as in boy, O. I'd love to connect with people on LinkedIn. So please send me a message. Let's connect, even if it's a virtual coffee.
Awesome. We'll make sure we have all the links for you as well, too, so you can check those out. Thank you so much for Liz for being here. It was so good to connect, and maybe we can meet up in real life someday, too. We're close by.
We're close by. Let's do it.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you.